Every day, our lives are full of anxiety about what we need to accomplish and what we need to have. And when we have these, which we so longed for, we fall back into the swamp of stress, because now we have to maintain them. So why bother so much to own them? Because we want to be happy. And what is happiness? Happiness is to have moments. To have a car, to have a good job, to have bank deposits, to have specific relationships with someone. So not having all of these, or some of these, gets you to the point of not being happy. So, happiness is a dead end, and in this way, it leads us with mathematical precision to not be happy, since we cannot constantly have all these external stimuli and goods, because happiness is temporary, so will lead to sadness and stress. On the contrary, the bliss of which so many ancient Greek philosophers spoke, Aristotle in particular, is not to have something, but to live something as a permanent condition, and dealing with the things around you regardless of what you have or want to have. So, the achievement of Aristotelian bliss that was analyzed 2,400 years ago is still relevant today and is considered for modern man more necessary than ever. The euphoria of happiness can be fatal when it becomes a permanent, disorienting goal. Aristotle, being a realist, recognizes the influence of money, good family, and luck in people's lives, but argues that whatever one has of all these earthly goods on their own cannot constitute bliss. So, how can we begin to approach bliss when we're all being driven to pursue happiness? The answer is simple: with the habit of doing and not having. One must practice one's virtues in order to attain bliss. Thus we are called throughout our lives to practice these virtues. The time we devote to the conquest of goods does not allow us the de facto time to deal with our soul. It does not leave us time to analyze the phenomena and make the appropriate decisions. So in a continuous track, we try to take a quick look at our problem so we cannot find the solution. Mathematically, this leads to stress and anxiety. As the years go by, and as a natural consequence, the problems increase. Our spiritual box is filled with unsolved problems, and we need of trying to find solutions in issues that we have not been taught how to solve. So, there are two paths that open up before us. One is stress disorders, and the other is educating ourselves to become blissed. Aristotle's first advice is mediocrity, that it's not to follow extremes, nor lack, nor exaggeration. A simple example would be how we consume our food. If we eat too much to satisfy our hunger, then we will have a bad feeling of discomfort and unhealthy diet afterwards. Similarly, If we consume food and our hunger is still there, then we will continue to be hungry and our body will feel the lack. This example applies to everything we do in our lives, so the misery could be considered a virtue which could bring us closer to bliss. Unfortunately, we believe that with virtue we cannot achieve our life goals in general, and that cunning and competition can make us succeed. But tell me, if this theory holds true, why is our society getting worse? Why do physiological problems intensify and deepen while our society seems to be developing? Maybe stress is a wake-up call that the 21st century narrative of happiness made a very important mistake. Ignored bliss, and maybe she involuntarily took revenge on us. Bliss is realistic and allows us to be sad for a few days without feeling bad about it, since it is normal. Bliss is the logical way to see things. It is reality. Our work on something that needs completion. The strict choice of the people who are in our lives, the tolerance of different views without joining the extremes, the application of virtues in our lives, and the realization that we are born to live in different conditions. In a nutshell, these things we must do in order to experience bliss. You have to do it first and then have it, not the other way around. If you like this video, click subscribe and leave me a comment. See you to the next video.